Oh yo yo, Mayegun don come. Oh yo yo, this one not dey off in mind. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don come. Oh yo yo, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀.
Hello there.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀, àwọn tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe é, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Please share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Now, if you are watching me from Gabon, you are the special guest of honor tonight. You will likely have a chance of calling in to brief us what is going on in Gabon. Me, I came with loads of a gist on what is going on in Gabon.
Àní ẹ̀sùn Raki, Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Raki, Mayegun ti dé.
Be careful of what you wish for. Please.
Lórí Facebook, Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn Raki, Mayegun ti dé.
And just before we get fully into this conversation tonight, there is something I quickly want to say to you, members or brethren of the Temple of Truth. Please look at me very well. I've not had a good sleep. I've been on the mountain, okay? Gathering what is called the wisdom that we always kind of love to share on this platform. But now look at me once again. Do not let anybody gaslight you, okay? Because of how you are reacting to the recent developments in African countries. It is a wind of, what do you call it? Resistance, kind of a blowing. And you are not in control of that, okay? Do not let anybody gaslight you and start telling you, are you now wishing the military should come? Are you saying because the democracy is faulty now, so we should now welcome military? It's not your own calling. Do you understand? Express yourself, express how you feel, and feel good, okay? Because what you are facing in Nigeria for the past 24 years is what other African countries have been facing for donkey years. So don't let anybody gaslight you, okay? If you say na military you want, talk am. You'll be saying you could get any control over it, okay? You have no control if the military is going to strike. Because even the one you have control over, choosing who should be your president, who should be your governor, who should be this or that in your democracy, some people wear agbada, and they plan coup. They call it democracy. Other people wear khaki, they plan coup. They can't tell you, say, that one is worse. Which one is worse between those who are wearing agbada, okay, to steal the people's supposed, votes, where people's votes don't count, and those who carry gun and decided to declare themselves as the ruler of the country. What's the difference? I'll try and tell you. Gabon, Tiluleo. I promise you one thing tonight. If the time permits us very well, we are going to receive calls from Gabon. Librisville, Abi? How do you pronounce that, your capital again? We are going to receive calls from there tonight. Motideo. So, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. To the people of Gabon, who participated in a charade election few days ago, they probably didn't see this coming, that the same military that has been protecting the Ali Bongos since 1967, the same guy turned around, arrested him, and declared that they've taken over the country because of a fraudulent election that took place 3 days ago. Just 3 days ago. Now, if you are watching me from Nigeria, before you begin to go kind of hysteria about this, there are some statistical facts that I want you to have at the back of your mind, so that you don't put them in the same, you don't put Nigeria and these people on the same pedestal just before we get into it. Gabon, as a country, it has the population of 2.4 million people. 2.4. All right? And the moment I mentioned 2.4 million, a lot of you can quickly narrow it down. What size is that in part of Nigeria today? In that their country, 92% of the population, they are of the same tribe. The rest shared by other tribes in that same Gabon. Gabon is just one of those countries created like the Europeans mapped Africa. They didn't map Africa as like a country that should be countries. They mapped them based on the resources existing in those regions, okay? And they appointed administrators that they called colonial, those you call the independent leaders. However, let's go back to their history before we get to what happened today, okay? In 1967, their president, okay, who died, and the vice president, Omar Bongo, the man on the left on your screen, took over as the president of Gabon. Gabon, like Niger, like Burkina Faso, and every other French colonized Africa countries, they are all under that colonial tax from France. They are only allowed to spend, the French franc, and they always have to trade only with France. Every export or import they want has to come from France or to France. And France determines how much their resources actually worth before they pay for them, if they ever pay for them. Now, you see, Omar Bongo, then managed to consolidate that power for a while before Wahala started in the 70s. So in the 70s, he devised a kind of, an idea, the idea of one party states, by promising all those other opposition parties that listen, there's no point in having opposition. Okay, so let us all just come under one single party and just kind of enjoy whatever is there. That didn't last. But to cut it short, after about 30 years, exactly in 1990, for the first time, multi-party politics multi-party politics got reintroduced, which means other people can stand for elections. Now, this is the man who has taken over power from 1967 in a country that was probably back then less than 1 million people. Okay? Now, by 1999, now that they've had multi-party politics, he's been contesting and he's been winning and winning. By 2009, after 42 years in power, meanwhile, his son, Ali Bongo, the son of Omar Bongo, the man in the middle, he was born in 1959. So which means by then, he was just 8 years old when his father took over the country as the president. Okay? And since then, the Bongo family have been very, very loyal to France. By 2009, Ali Bongo, the son of the president, had already become the leader of, or supposedly the next in line to his father in his political party. So suddenly, the man suffered cardiac arrest and he died. So the old man died after 42 years in power. He died in that power. His son, who has served in different capacity as minister, ambassador, in all different political appointment capacity for the past probably 30 years, automatically became the leader of the party of his father. And the same structure put in place by his father, I'm talking about the government, an institution in Gabon, conducted an election. And they declared him winner after 3 weeks. Drama, fight, everything, protest. They let that go. In 2016, they did another election, second term. He rigged it again, like father, like son. There were crises, people got killed, shops, businesses got burnt and all that, like normal reactions. They let that go. Then, another time again, he's contesting again. But before this time, this man suffered a very, very terrible stroke. He survived it, but he became partially paralyzed, like partial stroke. He became partially paralyzed, but he never gave up. I don't want to talk about the fleecing of the country for now, and the money and everything, properties they kept everywhere, and the money that are actually public. Gabon is like, the only thing left for Gabon is for them to change their name, the name of their country, to Ali Bongo or Bongos. It was like a helpless situation. Anyway, he rigged himself again just 3 days ago. I mean, there's a guy called, you can see, let me see if I can put that on your screen. Give me a sec. Yeah. You see this guy on your screen? That is the Mr. Yakubu of Gabon. Okay? Democracy, democracy. Those who are destroying democracy are crying that democracy is dying in Africa. And the West that have been condoning them, harboring these African criminals and their loot, they continue to pretend that they actually support democracy. None of them, not in America, not in Europe, none of these Western countries would ever accept the kind of elections they conduct in Africa. They will never accept the same in their country. UK will never accept such elections like you had in Nigeria or you have been having in different parts of Africa. That will never happen in the UK. It will never happen in America. But guess what? It's okay in Africa as long as they are business partners. So you begin to ask yourself, what kind of democracy is the West promoting in Africa. The kind of democracy that denies the people the real right of choosing their own leaders, that can actually make them responsible. The democracy that can bring prosperity, safety, development, security. Is that what the West is promoting in Africa? Or the West is promoting the kleptocracy or something like that? They are promoting kleptocracy, promoting kleptocrats, known criminals, money launderers, criminals as president, as prime ministers, as this and that in Africa. So when these guys now abuse that privilege, that power, and the people rise against them, then suddenly democracy is in danger. Do the West not know that democracy is always in danger? Every time they harbor all the criminals, every time they house all the looted wealth, every time they encourage the cheating of Africans, that has created mass poverty for people that are supposed to be living in, serious prosperity. So what kind of democracy is the West promoting in Africa? A lot of questions. So, what happened? 3 days ago, right? They decided to say, okay, yeah, he won again. Look at this man on your screen. It's like the Mr. Yakubu of Gabon. His name is Michael Stephen Bonda. They conducted election. In the elections, Ali Bongo came second with 29% of the votes. Albert Onedo Osa came first with 65%. Oh, you know what I mean? And somehow, they declared Ali Bongo winner. And they told the opposition to go to court. Go to court. ECOWAS are supervised, European Union, World Bank, IMF, who else again? All these lenders, they always send monitors. African Union, ECOWAS, CEDAW, and so many other fake bodies that pretended to be respecting due process and the interest of real due process in Africa. They all go there to inspect elections, sham elections, ridiculous elections that people are getting killed because they wanted to vote or campaign, elections where opposition are getting locked up or exiled or jailed for trump-up charges, something they will never allow in their country. If that happened in the UK or happened in any Western country, you will be reading it on CNN. You'll be seeing it on BBC. Protest everywhere. It can happen in France. What France and the rest of them are encouraging in Africa can never happen in France. So that you begin to ask, what kind of democracy are they actually selling to Africans? If you have to ask that, is democracy in danger in Africa, or they actually sold dangerous democracy to Africans? The same democracy they will never practice. No. They said they should go to court. Normal. In the next few days, there could have been like protest everywhere. Sure you get, because of the elections. But people are yet to recover from the announcements. They did the same thing in Zimbabwe. That same weekend, this past weekend, there was an election in Zimbabwe. Sham elections. And this Gabon. Sham elections. Okay? America condemned the election in Zimbabwe. France condemned the election in Zimbabwe. But guess what? They supported the re-election of Ali Bongo in Gabon. And they call on the opposition to watch what they say. On the day of election, Ali Bongo turn off the internet. Yeah. So that the rest of the world will not know what was going on in Gabon. They turn off the internet. Just because he wanted to rig election. So he successfully rigged the election. Okay? The people that were giving him protection and all of that, then struck this morning, 30th of August, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to Gabon. a quick one, because there's not even any chance anymore for anybody to go to court anymore. Sure, you get? There's no chance. No court anymore. No National Assembly. No governor. No senator. No nothing in Gabon anymore. What they are doing right now is hunting down all of the friends of the government. You know what? The irony of it, the person that is heading, that is the guy. You see this guy? The one on the far right. That is the guy that is now in charge. His own name is Brice Olugui Nguema. That is the name of the new leader of the Gabon government now. Now, from what I have heard, the guy himself is not from Gabon. But that is not the story tonight. Okay? The guy got enrolled in being part of the presidential guard, those who are protecting the Ali Bongos. And they were the ones that took him and arrested him, arrested his son, arrested his wife, and every member of his government they could find. They've arrested the Naira's will Akpabiole of Gabon. You know, say in Nigeria, you have one. Your Akpabiole, Senate President, Abi. They have Senate President in Gabon too. The Senate President of Gabon, they picked him up when he was trying to escape. So they were picking all of them up right now, and they are charging them for treason. But you see that guy on the right, he has been with the Ali Bongos for years now, providing security for them. The same thing that happened in Niger Republic. The guy that became the leader of a Niger Republic military junta, Shiani, Abdurrahman Chiani, is a member of the elite squad, the people providing security for the president. So that guy too, from all the wealth of the Ali Bongos, the looted wealth of Gabon, is benefited himself. From what we have managed to pick up, the leader of the military that took over in Gabon, he himself is a multi-millionaire in dollars for being related to the Ali Bongos. But somehow, maybe they just felt like, you know what, we've had enough of this guy. He's not well. It's not all right. And he just want to keep on and keep on. That was when they woke up this morning. It was an announcement. Ali Bongo will no longer be the president of this country. We have taken over. In their own language, my player for you. I'll show you.
Ce jour, 30 août 2023, nous, forces de défense et de sécurité, réunis au sein du Comité pour la transition et la restauration des institutions, CTRI, au nom du peuple gabonais et garant de la protection des institutions, avons décidé de défendre la paix en mettant fin au régime en place. Les élections générales du 26 août 2023 ainsi que les résultats tronqués sont annulés. Les frontières sont fermées jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Toutes les institutions de la République sont dissoutes. Notre beau pays, le Gabon, a toujours été un havre de paix. Aujourd'hui, ce pays traverse une grave crise institutionnelle, politique, économique et sociale. Aussi, force est d'admettre que l'organisation des échéances électorales, dites élections générales, du 26 août 2023, n'a pas rempli les conditions d'un scrutin transparent. À cela s'ajoute une gouvernance irresponsable, imprévisible, qui se traduit par une dégradation continue de la cohésion sociale, risquant de conduire le pays au chaos.
le pays au chaos. O ti ka niyen, o kaka ti ka sorun niyen. Ali Bongo, Baba, person we suppose don't leave power when he had the chance, went under firearm that time, can't disable him from one part. That should be enough for him to go back and face his family and all of that. Ironio, he is African. He was waiting for when his own son can take over. Abi? And Jeje Minimojoko, sorry if you are watching me from Libreville, Gabon. Sometimes when I talk, I have to add my own Yoruba to it. And it's like the brethren know me very well. Ali Bongo that knows that na Jeje we do, na Jeje me I do. Ali Bongo that turned off internet. He turned off the internet during election. They will return on the internet after elections. He wanted to do congratulatory message to fellow Gabonese, la paix, la Coup, you know? That was when the soldiers came. Like I said, na Jeje Adeo, na just dey Adeo. When Ali Bongo can't do video, TikTok, can't they tell us, say, me help and make noise. Me make noise for you. Ali Bongo. That was what actually attracted Nigerians to it. You know, Nigerians are facing the same thing in Nigeria right now. So immediately they saw that what is going on in Gabon is due to election manipulation, fraudulent election. So they were interested. Why they were still there is asking, you know, they don't speak English in Gabon. They speak French. But Nigerians now, trust Nigerians now. Hey, come, l'appel au toit, like, what happened? What happened here? They say, oh yeah, our president, removed. Lakai, kind of like that. Your president, what happened? Like, tell us, Nigerians, so it no take time before they know waiting day. It can't be like saying, Nigerians are Gabonese on social media right now. Nigerians are now like, hey, God, waiting will do you. You do them for Burkina Faso. You do them for Niger. Baba God, you do them for Guinea. Hey, even see small Gabon, DL. You don't do them for them again. We still there here. They do Bulaba, Bala Blue, Town Hall, and the rest of us don't even know what will happen next. On social media, that was when they started gaslighting them. You these people, you are evil. Is it because Obi lost election? You disobedient. You these people, don't wish this in your country. Democracy must survive in Nigeria. Democracy, why are you waiting for military? Why are you people so evil? Don't let anybody gaslight you or Benny Express RL. Because there's nothing you can do. At this point, there's nothing you can do. It's no longer in your control. When it was in your control was when they shouted, go and get your PVC. Go and get your PVC. Go and get your PVC. When I get PVC, they kill some of you. 73 of you were killed for that election. Then tell you, say, may you go court. You go court, they still gaslight you. Say, they go kill you if you try anything, any nonsense. If you go out there to protest, now soldier go kill you. They are doing all of that to gaslight you. So, Baba, Express RL is not in your control. If military come tomorrow, no be you. It's not because of you. Because some people say they are fed up. Unfortunately, now the people where they appoint, as their own security, now them go arrest them. Ali Bongo to the bingo. That's the point. Ali Bongo, the man that, I'll show you something. He was so powerful, as disabled as he has become, as just the figurehead. There was a time he was leaving his country. He was going to France. And it was raining. And because, they have to give him the guard of honor at the airport. And it was raining. Come and see ministers. Like in Nigeria, those zombies with pot bellies. All those overfed pigs. Male and female that you call honorable, you call minister or appointees of discriminants. They had no choice. They queue in the rain. I'll show you. You see him? That's him moving. Moving. They were drenched. They were like, they were drenched up. I mean, from head to toe. But they don't get choice. Okay, I'm going to France. When they get to France, I must see him. These are the kind of leaders they want for Africa. Sick, greedy, selfish, kleptocrats. These are the people they want as leaders in Africa. The ones they will never allow in their own country, ever, never, possible. Go turn to problem. They invited him to the European Union. Now the same thing. Now him senior brother be that one. No. Now him papa be that one. I will come back to that one. And then here. The type of leaders they want for Africa. From a time immemorial, they are the type of leaders they wanted. And like I told you, if you're watching me from Gabon, don't take any offense, so sure you get now. Nigeria get their own. We call him Ebola. The Malians call him Ebola, okay? And then in Nigeria, we call him Jaga Addict or Jaga Bandit. I don't know what the rest of you call him in other parts of Africa. So we are not mocking you. We get one way like that too.
The match of the colors and the rest of the parade. Please, may I request we all rise as a mark of respect to all officers.
Here you get, so don't take any offense. So. Now that same majestic Ali Bongo, between 26th of August and 29th of August, it was still the Ali Bongo until this morning when Ali Bongo can't do video. Voila today, Ali Bongo said, "Me would they make noise for him." You the crazy, like you the mad in it. Make we the world make noise for you. When you said 60 or 62% of Gabonese voted for you. I'm coming to that part too. But Ali Bongo.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon. And I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise. For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make the noise to make noise. To make noise, really. I'm thanking you. Thank you.
What do you mean? With a wiki.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian. It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
Mo will make noise. Make noise to who? At least for people to make noise for Ali Bingo in Gabon. Where are the 62% of Gabonese that voted for him? They are the first people that are supposed to hit the streets and demand that you need to release our president. We voted for him. That is one thing that is giving me a little bit of concern for Kolu. Even though Kolu not too like us. But it gives me concern for Kolu. A lot of you are shouting and shouting before during the campaigns. You saw they were like, you will see, let the election come. You will see Ashiwaju landslide, Ashiwaju this and that. Election day came. Baba, these people are scrapping for anybody if you help them change number, change figure. We no see all this Lagos Abobaku, una no many. To the point that while you are waiting for when you are waiting for Mr. Yakubu Nigeria to do wonder, a lot of you were so dead on social media, online, offline. You were so gone. We no hear you. We no see you. Until Mr. Yakubu announced Kolu at 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. in the morning. Then you started coming out. We don't tell you. Some of you were even thanking God. Thank God, oh. I was so worried. You see, disobedient. These people, we must do everything, before next governorship election. Or else these people wanted to show us, I can never believe that they beat us in Lagos. A lot of you, this shameless, faceless coward, the day where water go finish for the back of the fish, tí omi ma tán lẹ́yìn ẹja, bí it Ali Bongo, Ali Bingo. Ali Bingo go expect all of you to come and make noise for him. Ali Bingo go expect like this, Tifnubu go they call all of you to come and help him. You go shock the rest of you. See person where the 62% population voted for. At first, if they call them, if they beg them, make some noise for me. Make some noise for me, please. These people have arrested my son and have arrested Omo Ali Bongo. Odigbere o. Odalaira. Adorun dorun o.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really.
No. We will not make noise. We'll tell them to deal with you because there's no difference between you and what you have been doing. And the people will remove you. Those ones are wearing military fatigue, military camouflage and guns. You, with the INEC of Gabon, you were wearing agbada and suits, okay? And you stole the mandate of the people. You rigged the election. They did not vote for you. And that is why nobody came out to come and defend Ali Bongo or Ali Bingo. Ma take you to Gabon, ladies and gentlemen. In Gabon, now the presidential guard be this. People wait be say yesterday afternoon, they are still doing like this to Ali Bingo. Show the back front. But this morning, look at them.
Obama Dongolo wa Dongolo. Oya mama. Oya mama. Kole mama kole. Oya ko. Mama kole. Oya ko. Kole mama kole. Oya ko. Oya ko.
The soldiers who were yesterday, they are doing shansa to Ali Bongo. Today, Otilo. I'll show you another one. Now soldiers too.
Tout à l'heure, le cours sera conjugué. Nous allons travailler jusqu'à 17h. Protéger ce que vous avez. Parce qu'il y a certains qui sont téléclassés. La téléclassée, on a l'esprit, vous achetez avec nous. Regardez ce qui se passe chez les autres. Regardez en Libye. La Libye, c'est l'un des meilleurs pays en Afrique. Le monde même, regardez. Aujourd'hui, c'est difficile, mais on est devenu meilleur que. Donc, préserver ce que nous avons. Préservons ce que nous avons. Merci à vous. Merci à vous. Merci à vous. Merci pour la libération. C'est de libérer la route, laisser monsieur faire le travail et entrer chez vous. Ça va être pris tout à l'heure. Monsieur, bonne journée à vous. Jusqu'au bout, président.
Those are the soldiers. What about the people? I mean, the general public. At least they were the ones whose mandates Ali Bingo stole, Abi. How did they see this? We'll go back to Gabon. Sorry, I didn't hear that well. Anyway, I'll show you another one. Still on the street, too. How bad do you think those who are supposed to be democratic government, how bad do you think they have done that will make the same people who are supposed to be part and parcel of that democratic process celebrate their removal through military coup? These are the questions that you should be asking yourselves, okay? Not try to gaslight anybody and say if they're happy or not, because that's not the point right now. How bad do you think those who are in charge of democracy in Africa have done? Destroy democracy to the point that people would rather do away with them so bad, so fast if they can. Ask yourselves that, right? Oh, go back to that Gabon. I've got more. So if you are thinking of trying to help Gabon with democracy, ask yourselves, where are those people who voted for Ali Bongo? The 64% of the population that voted for, why are they not out? How come everywhere you turn, it was like a relief for them. Like, oh my God, thank God, finally, thank God. They didn't even care whoever is in charge for now. Just get rid of these guys because democratically, we have no power to remove them. Even though they said democracy is about us. No, it's not about us. So how bad do you think they have performed? You know how bad they have performed. And you know how bad a lot of people in different countries in Africa want either revolution or military coup to get rid of this current, rigged system that exists in their country. Do you know how many Africans that actually feel so? Even if you call them short-sighted, okay? You can call them ignorant and other names you can call them. But ask yourselves, democracy that is supposed to be participatory, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Do you think people that featured 3 times in that line, do you think that which means the people should be the sovereign? The people should be the most powerful in anything that they call democracy. If people say we don't want this, what you have to do is to develop mechanism of engaging them and let them have their way peacefully, democratically. When you deny them all of that, what do you think should be next? Should you still continue to blackmail them with democracy? Do you really think we should be blackmailing ourselves in Africa of democracy? The best form of government, no matter how bad it is, and the rest of that. Do you think that statement is actually true? You watching me right now, with the mess they have made of that same democracy, elections in Africa, especially West Africa and Central Africa, do you think that statement of democracy is still the best form of government? Do you think that statement is still true? Okay. I'll take you back to Gabon again. Okay? And this time around, back to the streets. The people now, not soldiers, reacting to the news that finally, the dynasty of Ali Bongo is gone. And there is more to it than, there is more to the coup than some of you will even see it as. Imagine you, in your life, at the age of 50 years, or 55 years, you've only known 2 presidents in your life. The Bongos. All your history, your country, everything. Oh, yeah? You only know these 2 people. So you don't understand what that's going to feel like. Especially for young people who have now catch on this age and time of internet. They can see what is going on in the rest of Africa, and they can see themselves like so powerless. So look at them. So those are the people that were supposed to make noise for Ali Bingo. But they're actually making noise for the military to say, thank you, finally, even though, everybody will see calm down and come to reality of this later, but you cannot blackmail them of supporting the military. What you should be doing right now is to ask yourself that, how bad must they have done that their people would do anything to get rid of them if they have a chance of doing it. Okay? So one of them, which happened to be, according to the report, is the what is your currency in Gabon? Please raise up your hand if you are watching me from Libreville in Gabon, or any part of Gabon at all. Yeah, tell me, what is your currency called in Gabon? What money do you spend in Gabon? Anyway, don't worry. In Nigeria, they spend naira in Nigeria. So there is a guy who is the Senate president. Okay, CFA Frank. I remember now. Frank, that's what you spend in Gabon. Huh? So, like you have Nigeria Senate and you have the Senate president, okay? Or in Gabon, I think they call him the president of the National Assembly. So it's like their own Akpabiole. In Nigeria, we have somebody called Naira's Will. Akpabiole is a thief, a known career thief. So if Nigeria should have a revolution tomorrow and people, all these politically exposed criminals, people begin to hunt them down like they did in Gabon today, Akpabiole will be one of those they will hunt down in Nigeria. So in Gabon today, they caught their own Naira's Will Akpabiole, the president of their own National Assembly, while he was trying to escape. He was trying to escape. Whether he was trying to escape at the back of his house or they shall catch him, put him inside this thing, constant jubilation. People around him, around there, suppose person may be saying a powerful person. His own people of his own constituent, see how they are jubilating that. Hey, thank you. Magbelo, Lori Brukuni. People will be saying this street too. People will be say probably everything when it was. As at last week, they are probably among the people who are saying, God will bless you. You are going to become the National Assembly leader. You are going to be the president of National Assembly. We are so happy to have you in our community. You are a blessing to our people. You are the people who are saying all of that to him last week. Now them did the street now say, carry him, they go. Now, so many of you will do to the criminals you are still defending on social media today when the Kasala burst in Nigeria. Because the Kasala will burst in Nigeria. May these guys just continue what they are doing. The way they are doing now, make them just continue on. Anybody noted and say they try to change? They shouldn't change. Let them continue in the trajectory of how they are going and running Nigeria right now. One day, that's how you are going to gather on your own streets. When they will come and pick up that your honorable senator, governor, those ones they will capture. Those others will escape. But you see those ones they will capture. Gong. Now so you go line up the streets. They shout, hey, Asheo, Magbelo, Awolori Buruku, and the rest of that. That day of reckoning is near. Just tell them to continue what they are doing in Nigeria right now. Just. Ogba. So, as that then happened, that means Tifnumbu and gang that are still trying to figure out how they are going to tackle Niger. Another one don't happen, Since another one has happened, this has now made it the total number of coup since 2020 in Africa. it has now come to a total of seven countries. Okay, well, part of Sudan, you know that Sudan. Then you have a Guinea, you have Mali, you have Chad, and then you have Burkina Faso. You also have Niger. Now you have Gabon. Well, I was so surprised when they said that Tinubu had to call Justin Trudeau. What's the name of that? Your prime minister in Canada, Trudeau. I've been not traduce. No, you shall know your own prime minister in Canada. He spoke to Kolu. According to Ngelele, this guy that has replaced Femi Okonu Adesina. Ngelele, you will see Ngelele now. That one is called Ngelele. So Ngelele came out and he said, this new coup in Niger Republic has given Kolu constipation. He is worried. Until Justin called him and said, listen, we need to do something. What thing we go do again? Are we going to attack Niger? I mean, are we going to attack Gabon? Anyway, I advised him. I said, well, you better go and invade Gabon. Gabon is not part of ECOWAS, okay? But Gabon should be part of African Union. So if Gabon is part of African Union, oh yeah, to Kosoja John Akakulo invade Gabon. But that's not what Ngelele said. Ngelele Shah read all the bala bulu bulu bala. The bottom line is that Kolu is concerned. Tinubu is concerned about, is worried about these developments in Gabon. Ngelele.
Good afternoon.